Shehzad Poonawala continues with us. We have senior leader of RJD, Syed Faisal Ali, Professor Manojit Mandal, spokesperson of Trinamool Congress. My first question is to you, national spokesperson Samajwadi Party, Ghanshyam Tiwari. Why do you think this is a ban, sir?
Good evening, Padmaja, to you, the viewers, and my fellow co-panelists. I think time has come in India where BJP starts believing that everybody, including media, a section of media already does it, but everybody, including members of parliament, especially from opposition and the entire nation, should treat Modi ji as Bhagwan, as God, and his cabinet ministers as Devi Devta, and no word that says that they betrayed the youth by promising 2 crore jobs. They fooled the people by saying, "Do अच्छे दिन आएंगे, black money 100 दिन में आ जाएगा, everybody will get 15 lakh." Allow me to complete. There is no rush.
Let me know. Are you going to make this Twitter clip for 30 seconds or 1 minute? Because then we'll come to the point. Because the point is, why do you say there's a ban?
No, I'm saying the way I see this. I think that BJP wants the future generation of the country and the current generation of the country to believe that Modi ji is a god who has done nothing wrong. It is by mistake that so many people died when post-lockdown was put. It was by chance that WHO says that 47 lakh people
so you
died
do know
because of mismanagement.
That some of the words in here are from Quebec, are from New South Wales, are from British Columbia, are from Australia. Unless these countries also love Modi ji and they do not want you to use the words, where is the concept of Modi coming in this?
I want to say in the parliament, the parliament represents the voice of the people.
So you say what you want inside parliament. It's just that if these are expunged words, they'll be removed. आपको जुमला जीवी बोलना है, आप कल जाइए जब parliament खुलेगी 4 दिन में, और आप बोलते रहिए जुमला जीवी.
We have already seen the quality of hate speeches that BJP creates on television channels. They lead the complete destruction of
Ghanshyam ji, there is a very simple point. I'll make it much easier. The thing is that it wouldn't have reached this point if instead of just going by WhatsApp forwards, people had actually just accessed this report, this actual report, and gone to its opening page, which has a preface. You know what the preface says? It says, from time to time, some words and expressions are declared unparliamentary by the chair in different legislative bodies in India. Such words and expressions are also declared unparliamentary in commonwealth parliaments, not even in India. Nothing to do with Modi.
I can listen
it's in
to
Australia. It's in Canada.
I don't have
now,
to be, I don't
let me
have
read
to
out to you, sir. Just a second. Now why are you heckling me? The present compilation contains references to words and expressions declared unparliamentary in Loksabha, Rajya Sabha and state legislatures in 2021 and those disallowed in commonwealth parliaments in 2020. That is it. That's it. It's already words that have been expunged. It's already words which Om Birla ji has said कि इसको record में नहीं रखेंगे, and somebody made a list and said ये लीजिए. That's it.
Can I say something?
Yes,
I heard
please,
your point of view. Allow me to say 2 sentences, 3 sentences you can interject. The people on the street believe that Modi ji and his government fooled the people, betrayed the people on employment, continue to fool the people, betray the people on economy, and continue to fool the people and betray the people on the idea of sabka saath, sabka vikas, sabka vishwas. I want the members of parliament to stand up and tell this, that आपने धोखा दिया है लोगों को, आपने घड़ियाली आंसू बहाए हैं. This government must be ashamed. If the members of parliament cannot represent this point of view, which is on the street,
that's the whole point. आप अभी टीवी पे बोल रहे हैं, आप लोकसभा में भी जाके बोल सकते हैं, कोई नहीं रोकेगा, बस रिकॉर्ड पे नहीं आएगा. That's it.
हाँ, क्यों नहीं आएगा? मोदी
आपको रिकॉर्ड में चाहिए.
आपको या मीडिया चैनल्स को मोदी भगवान लगते हैं, हमें नहीं लगते.
अरे सर, आप मीडिया चैनल पर बैठ के घड़ियाली आंसू बोल रहे हैं और आप कह रहे हैं सेंसरशिप हो रही है.
आप चाहते हैं कि future generations treat Modi as God. We don't want to treat Modi as God.
So that is the point. Shehzad Poonawala, not only does Ghanshyam Tiwari want to say Jumla Jivi in the year 2022, but he wants it to be in parliament record. That in when 2092, somebody is going through the parliament record, they say, oh, Jumla Jivi, I see. That is the problem. Why don't you want it to be in the record? Shehzad Poonawala.
Padmaja, first of all, drinking and driving and facts and Samajwadi Party both don't mix. And that we've seen adequately with the kind of response they've got in the 2022 polls. In fact, they used Jumla Jivi right now in the last 2 by polls also in Azamgarh and Rampur, and both places they got rejected. So by all means, go around saying it. Now let me clarify to you, Padmaja, because before joining the BJP as a spokesperson, I also served in Parliament as the OSD of the Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs at a brief period of time. Every year, Parliament comes up with a list of expunged words. It's a compilation of words that are expunged various houses in Commonwealth countries and also our assemblies. No government gets to decide that. The speaker or the chair of that house, for the context he feels relevant, expunges a particular phrase, and that is merely compiled. That too doesn't mean that this is a permanent ban and an automatic ban. For instance, if tomorrow Ghanshyam was to get up in Parliament and say, let's take the example of the word asaksham. He goes and says that Britishers ne kaha Bharatiya asaksham hai, ye amanya hai. This would not be expunged. But yes, if Ghanshyam was to go and say, probably, that Bharat ki Sena asaksham hai, ye Bharat ki Sena traitor hai, then maybe that would get expunged. So the context will decide. There is no automatic expansion merely because these are an expunged set of words either, first of all. Secondly, my dear friend Ghanshyam, the word bhrashtachar has been expunged by the Rajasthan Assembly. The word corruption was expunged in 1966 when it was not our government. The word dishonest, dishonesty, cheating, chori, loot, ayogya, all of them have been expunged before 2014. So if you are leveling this allegation on us, by your same yardstick, a government you supported was actually the beginner or the harbinger of all this. But that is not the case. The third thing I would advise my dear friend Ghanshyam Tiwari is that, just last point, Ghanshyam.
Okay.
Can I just complete my last point, Ghanshyam? घनश्याम जी भर कर गालियां दीजिए, जी भर कर एलिगेशन लगाइए, सोशल मीडिया, पार्लियामेंट, पर कम से कम पार्लियामेंट के सेशन को हॉस्टेज मत ठहराइए. जिस प्रकार से आपका बिहेवियर रहता है पार्लियामेंट में, द वे यू होल्ड द हाउस हॉस्टेज, प्लीज डोंट अलाउ द हाउस टू फॉल हॉस्टेज टू petty politics. Allow the house to run and use whatever phrases you want. Yes, if the context demands it, it will be expunged by the house, not by us.
BJP treats present India as a trash can from history. That everything that has happened in 1966 is happening in Quebec should be brought and should be enforced, and we should treat it as the new normal. India is not a trash can from history.
I have quoted only Indian arguments.
I did not interrupt.
I have not.
It has no bearing of what happened in 1966. Right now, if this government engages in corruption,
I have not said Quebec.
I did not interrupt.
Only Indian Parliament.
This is exactly the behavior that BJP promotes, and then it starts coming up with moral lectures.
But don't misquote me.
No, please. I did not interrupt you. I heard you. Allow me to complete.
Ghanshyam Tiwari,
don't misquote.
Mr. Tiwari, answer the point about what has been said in the assemblies of Andhra Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Punjab. Answer those points. Are they also, beholden to Mr. Modi, and they don't want certain words to be said inside?
So Mr. Modi brings GST. It was an idea of Congress. Every time BJP takes a step, it blames others. Why can't it stand on its own strength and say it is our idea? We want this.
That makes no sense.
Don't hide. Please don't.
You started out by saying that Modi ji is censoring people because he wants to be treated like God. Now I'm asking you a simple question.
I'm answering it.
If we use your idea of censorship, why is the Rajasthan Assembly censoring? Why is the Andhra Assembly censoring?
Why should any censoring is wrong? If you are discussing Andhra debate, we'll discuss it.
But there is no censorship. That's the whole point, sir. There is no censorship. You can still say these words.
No, wait a second. See, I understand that a section of media treats him as demigod. But if the members of parliament call this government as a betrayer of people's trust, it should go on parliament record. This is not, if Times Now records its videos and places in public domain, the parliament records are in public domain of the country forever. So if the government is called out for its cheating of common man of India, be it on employment, be it on black money, be it on corruption, it must be in parliamentary record.
Okay, let me bring in, there are two gentlemen waiting very patiently, Professor Manojit Mandal and Syed Faisal Ali. Professor Manojit Mandal, here is an interesting fact, that in 2012, just a second Shehzad Poonawala, in 2012, would you believe it, that in the list of expunged words was the word honesty, but then democracy was thriving at that point. However, let me explain the context. You know why in 2012 the word honesty was expunged? Because the sentence used was, honesty is nowhere near the mark as far as these gentlemen sitting opposite me are concerned. The word backdoor, bad, betray, better half, changing sarees, conspiracy, false, fraud, illogical, obsolete, joker, liar, misleading, mockery, sycophants, foreign money, joke, shy, giggle. Giggle was expunged in 2012. Now what? Why was 2012 government anti-laughter? Why are they expunging giggling?
What kind of logic is this?
This is the logic.
What kind of logic is this? Let me speak now. You are banning certain words which are part of legal system.
Okay. Again, let me get back that graphic which explains the difference between ban and expunge.
Forget about the graphics.
Carrying a gun onto an aircraft is banned.
Don't teach me. If
I say on air certain words that I will carry a gun onto an aircraft, they might be expunged from social media. That is the difference. There is no ban. They will be expunged.
So that means the words which are results of the parliamentary debate, like sexual harassment, there is a law in place called Prevention of Sexual Harassment. If someone uses inside the parliament, will be expunged.
Depends on the context.
Corrupt.
Depends on the
part
context.
Of legal parlance.
The context is, sir, that you can be part of a debate. You do know that the parliament passed the Nirbhaya law where sexual harassment was used at least 1 lakh times. However, if you are an MP and another MP says that Mr. Mandal, you have committed sexual harassment, that might be expunged. It's the context. If I am standing in parliament and saying that sexual harassment must be stopped, so we need to bring in a stronger Nirbhaya law, that is fine. But if somebody accuses another MP of sexual harassment, it might be expunged.
In protest against your misconduct, I'm using the word very politely, and in protest against gagging me on TV, I'll remain silent for the next part of the debate. I'm sorry.
Sir, you haven't been gagged. You just spoke and said that I will remain quiet. A gag is when I stop you from speaking. When you stop speaking, it's known as a maun vrat. That's not gagging.
Look at yourself. You did not even allow me to complete a single sentence.
Go on, sir.
So scared.
Now that you have broken your maun vrat, go on. Finish your point.
Of this dictatorial government, no. Again, look at this. You are so scared of the opposition because you are playing the goebel of this dictatorial government. You don't even allow your panelists to complete a single sentence. That's habitual for you, I tell you. I've been watching this as a party spokesperson. You are insulting the opposition, insulting the party. That's been done on your channel by you. Don't even allow us to complete a single sentence. Look at what the government can do. You are trying to make a fine distinction assiduously made of this banning and expunging. If a parliamentarian makes a word which is part of the legal system,
it is as fine a distinction as the Panama Canal.
That means it is
there
banned.
Are two different words.
Again, I'm telling you.
It is not a fine distinction, sir.
You are scared because you are playing the goebbels of this government.
Sir, you
means the media like you are playing the goebbels, and you are extremely scared of the opposition.
Well,
and I
thank
tell you.
See, the great thing about democracy is that people can claim to be gagged while making unfounded allegations about everyone. But I want to still dwell on facts.
1.5 years back for Bengal, you did the same thing.
You still haven't answered why were these words then stopped in 2012. Anyway, Shehzad Poonawala wants to quickly make a response. Nothing personal against Professor Manojit Mandal, please. Just factual point if you want to make. 10 seconds, Shehzad Poonawala, because I really must bring in Syed Faisal Ali.
No, nothing personal.
I have made the factual point.
Okay, you made factual point, that's lovely. Shehzad Poonawala.
For instance, Padmaja, if I may.
Because you are a self-shooting...
Padmaja, let's assume, Padmaja, if I may. Padmaja, can we move beyond this personalized name calling of the anchor, please? It doesn't suit us. We are responsible spokespersons. So, Padmaja, let's assume that if this was indeed a ban list, in 1966 the word corrupt was allegedly banned because it was in this list. Has the word corrupt not been used in Houses of Parliament after it appeared in this ban list? This is not a ban list, my dear friend Manojit. You can use whatever words you want, sexual harassment to corrupt to whatever GV you want to use. If a particular context you use it, if the chair feels that that context is derogatory to the reputation of Parliament or House, then it will be expunged after the consensus of the House. But let me give you another example. There is one word which is in the banned list apparently, Padmaja, Bal Buddhi. Do you think we would ever ban that word? किसको अप्लाई करता है भाई? हम अपना नुकसान थोड़ी करेंगे. So on a serious note, this is not a banned word list. This is a list of expunged words. It does not mean automatically all words which are used will be expunged. It means that the context becomes a reference, that if a certain future context matches that context, it can become expunged, but it is not a compulsory rule. Monojit, please, you're smarter than this. I know you come from a party which said, about which was said, not rule of law, law of the ruler. So you have the last right to lecture others about democracy. High Court said about you, not rule of law, but law of the ruler.
Okay, let me bring in please Syed Faisal Ali also. Here are a couple of words which have caused a lot of heartburn this time, that why can't we say chori and loot? And people actually said कि देखो ये government चोरी भी कर रही है, loot भी कर रही है, इसीलिए the list isn't expunged. Correct? Chori and loot, Syed Faisal Ali.
See, there is no doubt that these words have been will be expunged and not banned. But the problem is that by putting these words under the category of expunged word, you are giving a greater discretion to the speaker. A speaker discretion will decide whether my speech or the speech of an honorable member will go in the record of the proceeding or not. That is the thing. And this is not the first time that
the Constitution. Now we are going to rewrite the discretion of the speaker.
Added to the list. But why this time this much of hue and cry? Because no one believes or trusts this government.
But the government doesn't take the call, sir. The speaker takes the call.
The intention of the government is doubtful.
But
and
the speaker takes the call.
That is why this much of hue and cry is happening this time. Just tell me one thing. I cite you one example. When Anna Durai was the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, let me finish. When Anna Durai was the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Kamraj brought a no confidence motion against him. And on the floor of the House, Kamraj said, Mr. Anna Durai, your days are numbered. He didn't react. He said, yes, my days are numbered, but my steps are measured. So these type of sarcasm, these type of statements make the debate lively.
You please tell Meesa Bharti ji to say the same thing when the session starts.
Word after word.
Nothing stops her.
Then the debate will become very monotonous.
Nothing stops you from saying this even now. You can say it inside the Bihar Assembly if you want.
Will become very monotonous.
And just by the way, because I'm being told that I'm completely out of time, let me tell you that this whole brouhaha that has happened over words like chori and loot, here is some food for thought. The chair had expunged the words chori and loot for the first time in the Lok Sabha debate on the 13th of March 2012. And the first time that the word jhoot was expunged was on the 27th of April in 2012. So that's as far the entire issue on censorship and Modi government banning your freedom of expression is concerned. Anyhow, the great thing is that the parliament session is about to begin. Here is that booklet. Urge anyone who wants to exercise their freedom of speech to go ahead and use all of these words liberally. They'll just be expunged. Thanks very much all gentlemen for joining me.